Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. We are back, and it's continuing to be a Trump winning streak. And I think we as Americans finally, us the people, feel like we're getting somewhere. And it's incredible, folks. It's absolutely incredible. If you're here on thepreparedmind.club or subscribestar.com or X, you are live. Get your questions down below. Mr. Uman's in the house as the mega mad moderator. And I don't mean he's angry. I mean he's like mad like a mad hatter. We're going to have some fun here talking about what's happening around the world, but especially in the United States of America, as President Trump continues to ride all over the Democrats. We now have an Attorney General, Pam Bondi. She came out the gate, said they're cutting money to states that are harboring fugitives or sanctuary states and cities. We're going to have more fireworks, but one bit of bad news, the stinking Democrats have delayed Kash Patel's committee vote. They're playing fucking games. I think Trump needs Senator Thune. He needs to recess the Senate as punishment for their behavior. No more fucking games. And if Thune won't do that, Trump needs to tell him, we will get rid of you. No more fucking games. You've had weeks, 2 weeks. Kash Patel is imminently qualified. And all the Democrats are doing is giving the FBI more time to shred their documents. I have no doubt this delay on Kash Patel gets a giant bullshit alert. Oh, I tell you. But Pam Bondi is now in. And we've got games, folks. Games galore, but it needs to end. And we need more people going to jail. I think that's that's the only thing we're missing is massive perp walks for the perverted freaks. But get this. That's probably the worst news I have for you today. Good news. 17 different states, well, are uniting. They've come together to challenge former President Biden's preemptive pardon. That's right, folks. The state attorney generals for 17 different states, they're saying they're going to prosecute the serial liar and the alleged mass murdering by the millions, Dr. Doom Anthony Fauci. That's right, Dr. Fauci, who lied to us. Dr. Fauci, who told the president to lock down the world. Dr. Fauci, who lied some more, and then lied some more, and continued to lie. Then he lied to Congress, lied to the Senate, lied to the camera, lied in an interview. That fucking Dr. Fauci. You know, this Fauci.
Was it a mistake in so many states and so many localities to see schools closed as long as they were?
Well, I don't want to use the word mistake.
Well, did we pay too high a price?
There will be deleterious collateral consequences. If you go back, and I ask anybody to go back over the number of times that I've said we've got to do everything we can to keep the schools open, no one plays that clip. They always come back and say Fauci was responsible for closing schools. I had nothing to do.
The schools should be closed.
I had nothing to do.
The schools should be closed.
I had nothing to do.
The schools should be closed. Particularly in areas where there's community spread, the schools should be closed.
I had nothing to do. See what I'm saying? Serial liar. Pathological liar. Woo! And so 17 attorney generals from 17 states are going after that piece of shit right there. Not for lying about closing the schools, but for everything else he said. Now let's continue if we shall. Questions, comments, predictions, observations, whatever you got, get them down below. I'm going to do my 30-minute monologue. Woo-hoo-hoo. And the left is losing it. There is a Democrat social media influencer This woman is an extreme, morbidly obese Democrat. Now, look, I am considered obese by medical charts. So I'm not fat shaming anyone, right? Right? If Mexicans can call Mexicans bad names and blacks can call blacks bad names, then the obese can call obese whatever we want, I guess. I can make jokes. Anyways, this big fat bitch. Is that a fair statement? This big fat bitch claims she lost 50 pounds because she quote, can't afford to eat in Trump's economy. 50 pounds. This is a fucking record. Wow. 50 pounds in 2 weeks. This bitch should be doing diet commercials. How do you lose 50 pounds? And seriously, she can't afford to eat. Right? I mean, she would have to switch from name brand Doritos and Cheetos to off-brand, store-brand Cheetos and Fritos. I mean, good golly. I'm not fucking buying this, but everything's Trump's fault, folks. Keep an eye out. We will see leftists melting down. There's gays and lesbians. They're melting down, and they can't be gay and lesbian enough anymore. You got fat people blaming Trump. They can't be fat anymore. Everyone wants to blame Trump because they don't have any other argument. We are now in the Twilight Zone meltdown stage. It is beautiful and wonderful to see, but they're dangerous too, folks. They're absolutely dangerous. So watch yourself. Watch yourself. I also expect this, and I don't think anyone's really mentioned this, but relationships that are homosexual or perverted, LGBTQ types, they have the highest incidence of domestic violence. Facts, folks, facts. Highest incidence of domestic violence. You know what that means? As the tension rises with not the Republic, not the log cabin gays, but the Democrat ones. As the tension rises, as the anger increases, as the frustration with Trump's successes increases, expect there to be more domestic violence. So if you have fruitcake leftist, LGB, limp-wristed, skinny jeans wearing, light in the loafers, butch-looking fruitcakes, watch out. Now, let's move on. Let's go away from the completely immoral. Now, again, log cabin Republicans, I don't give a fuck. Because you're not out in a parade wearing a dildo stuck to your forehead, right? Running around waving it at kids, right? To go from the extreme fruitcakes to people who are excitedly moral, like Christians who would pray outside of abortion clinics. I have some good news. Trump has announced he's signing an executive order to get rid of this anti-Christian bias that's present in law enforcement and in, you guessed it, prosecutorial positions like district attorneys, right? And also, President Trump has pardoned every abortion protester that was persecuted and imprisoned by Joe Biden and Merrick Garland's Department of Justice. Remember, folks, Biden and Merrick Garland, they were fine with Antifa and BLM, everything they did. They committed $4 billion in damage. But the leaders of BLM were allowed to keep all the money they stole. Ooh, I wonder if Pam Bondi can go after them. But, you know, you can burn down $4 billion worth of public, private, businesses, etc. But Christians need to pay a 10-year prison sentence for praying. Doesn't that just go violate the First Amendment left and right? Well, folks, it's happening. The war is on, and it's at every single level. Every single level, local, state, federal, over the military, civilian sector, schools, everything. In fact, this is interesting. The International Criminal Court, Trump is going after them as well. He is vowing to sanction the ICC, the International Criminal Court. Democrats, Senate Democrats tried to block the legislation, so Trump is going to go after him. A White House official stated today, quote, "The United States will not stand idly by as the ICC targets our citizens and allies with politically motivated investigations." That's right. United States military, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, they were investigated and charged with war crimes by the ICC for what was happening in Afghanistan, a war. Wars are kind of tough. But it is a politically motivated body. And that's the problem with the ICC. It's politically motivated. Kind of like the United Nations is politically motivated. It's not interested in peace. It's not. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Now get this. This is a big motherfucking deal. Back into our country right here in the United States of America. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, ICE, their agents showed up to raid an apartment in Colorado, and guess what? The apartment was empty. Somebody leaked the information. And by the way, Tom Homan, right? The border guard, border czar, border man from hell, he's pissed because these were Trend-to-Aragay gang members. And he's pissed because someone leaked they were coming. Folks, in this situation, because it's law enforcement, this is a federal offense because it interfered with, impeded, and ruined an investigation and prosecution of criminal behavior. You see, enforcing the law against illegals is different than enforcing the law against you and I. You and I have the Constitution, 4th and 5th Amendment protections, 1st and 2nd Amendment protections, 3rd, 6th, 7th, 9th, 10th, 14th. We have protections. Foreigners who aren't from here, who are here illegally, they don't get to be arrested and arraigned and wait for trial to find out if they're illegals or not. If you're illegal, they can kick you the fuck out. Right? It's kind of like a judge, jury, and executioner. You just can get kicked the fuck out. Sent down to one of those beautiful open-air tropical prisons in El Salvador, or maybe a trip to the beautiful Hotel de Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. It's coming, folks. There's one place this is a hot tip moment. Hot tip moment for border czar Tom Homan. Go to Los Angeles and go to the freeways where these fucking illegals are standing, waving Mexican flags, blocking traffic. They're telling us exactly who they are and where they are. I don't know why they're not arresting them, because I really think they should be arresting them. We've got, folks, it is incredible. Get your questions, comments, thoughts. Tomorrow, by the way, is Friday free for all. We're gonna wrap up the week, and then Sunday will be Sunday Night Live. Big stuff is going to happen. The deep state, anti-American, Washington, D.C. traitors, the machine that they have, the gears are getting stripped. Teeth are getting spun. Their machine is breaking. Their machine is breaking. And I'm loving it. But it does not mean they've given up, folks. Please understand, they're not giving up. They're not going to go away. They're going to keep fighting. In fact, a federal judge has blocked the Department of Government Efficiency from access to Treasury Department payment records. They're saying that they're sensitive payment records. Well, if there is an audit of the system, That's the whole point, is to find where the criminal misspending, etc. is. In fact, the DOGE team, the Department of Government Efficiency, discovered the Treasury, the United States Treasury, the Treasury of the United States of America, was funding terrorist groups. Now, let me remind you what terrorists do. They capture young girls and rape them. They capture young girls and put them in cages. They capture young girls and sell them into slavery. They capture young girls and they burn them alive. They capture young girls and parade them around a city and kill them. They capture children and kill them. They capture adults and kill them. They capture elderly and kill them. They blow up children, women, men, families, business owners, every chance they get. Terrorists, they're fucking terrorists. And the United States government, through USAID, and the Treasury were giving them money. No wonder a Democrat judge at the federal level has put a stay, a stop, a block on the Department of Government Efficiency because they don't want more criminality, corruption, illegality, immorality being funded by these fucking people. Out of all the things Trump is doing, this is getting the most attention because it's their honeypot of funding. They've been funding Politico and fucking public radio, NPR. They've been funding anti-Republican, anti-Trump, anti-America. They've been funding all that social media shit while also funding censoring and silencing me and you. Every day more is getting exposed, folks, and every day the Democrats are more panicked. I mean, Pam Bondi, she's got this, right? She's got a notepad. She's got her legal notepad. And if it's not 8.5 by 14, it's an illegal notepad. And she's taking fucking notes. Oh, that motherfucker. Oh, yeah, and that group there. Oh, okay, they don't like that. On the other hand, I do like that. But the only thing I don't like is they're not doing enough. They're not arresting enough people fast enough. Go, go, go. And the other thing Trump has, folks, get this and remember this. Trump just won the election. Trump was just inaugurated. He's on 2 weeks and 4 days. In 2 years, we're going to have another election. Take that back. In 18 months, we're going to have another election. Trump needs to make massive, smashing victories. Because what happens in midterms is if a president is ineffective, the people will vote in the other side to run Congress. And there's one thing that must be done. Fix the voting system. Arrest fraudulent voters. Arrest polling workers. Arrest them all. Paper ballots. That's got to be fixed, or we possibly could lose again. Now understand this. That said, if we get into the midterm elections in 2026, and let's just say the House or the Senate or both go back to the Democrats, and I doubt they will, but if they did, Pam Bondi is still the Attorney General, and anybody cheating in a federal election, that's a federal crime, and they will be thrown. They fucking need to be thrown in jail. And by the way, this federal judge that has blocked Doge, that'll get overturned. We just need a non-Democrat lawyer wearing a black dress. That's really all we need. This is incredible. The Department of Justice says that they're not going to fire FBI agents who, quote, simply followed orders in the January 6 cases. Remember, 5, not 50, not 500, 5,000 of the FBI's agents were involved in the J6 cases. Now remember, they're painting this as FBI agents who simply followed orders. Folks, the Nazis followed orders too. And any of them that followed orders that resulted in the harm of others, well, those Nazis were executed for it, right? I don't want Nazis in the FBI, and I certainly am not going to allow the excuse, we simply followed orders. It's what did you do when you followed the orders, right? I want justice, and I want these fucking FBI agents punished, absolutely punished, because I'm a Punisher kind of guy. And speaking of that, I got punished by X. Yes, I did, because I quoted United States House of Representatives Republican Representative Nancy Mace. I quoted her. Tranny, tranny, tranny. A woke Democrat congressman was being an asshat, saying the use of the word tranny is offensive to some LGBTQ people. And I thought, it's offensive to some, but not others. So only those who are offended get to tell us what we can fucking say? And by the way, I don't care if any of them say it's offensive. I don't care. Right? It's an anti-trans slur. And this was put out there during a hearing on USAID, U.S. aid. So Nancy Mace was pissed because this idiot Democrat was just being a jackass, a supposed anti. So she said, tranny, 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 to piss him off. It was fucking great, right? Now, was it Jasmine Crockett? Is that the dumb, racist bitch who keeps making fun of and saying she hates whites and wants to get rid of them? Right? A black congresswoman can say she's sick of white people, clearly racist. She can say that. It can be all over X, social media, the news. Queers can call themselves queers. No issue there, right? Whites get called cracker, ghost, whitey, whatever other slurs about this whiteness. Blacks call themselves every shitty name in the book, but you better not use the hard R. Adam Shithead Schiff lies to the entire nation and world about Trump to get him impeached. Fruitcakes can go into girls' locker rooms and wave their dicks in little girls' faces. No problem. Hell, even the country of England, the government allows 250,000 little white girls to be raped, and the government won't lift a finger for fear of labels. But Nancy Mace, Republican representative in Congress, gets chastised by a crotchety old fart because the word tranny might be offensive to some people. I say too fucking bad. The First Amendment says free speech. And decorum in Congress works both ways. Right? But I say too fucking bad. You don't have a right to not be offended. Nobody does. I want to say this again, in all honesty. If being offended shouldn't be allowed, then nobody should be allowed to speak around me. On the internet, anywhere on the internet, because you don't know where I could be at any moment. I am offended at everybody and everything they say. The entire internet should be shut down because I'm offended by them. Right? See, that's how ridiculous it is. So if I say something bad on YouTube or X or Google or Facebook or whatever it is, right? I can be removed. But these fucking people know. I say enough rapes, assaults, thefts, discrimination against normal black and white Americans. Right? Enough of this shit. Fuck the leftists. And Nancy Mace was correct to shout tranny 3 times. To object to dicks in women's restrooms. Oh, it's just gold. It really is gold, folks. Gold. It's gold, Jerry. And it's just incredible. Yeah. You said funding Democrats, funding extreme leftist, anti-Trump, anti-American Politico, right? And now Politico, folks, is unable to make payroll after the USAID shutdown. Could it be because the federal government was funding them and their payroll? Now they can't make payroll. Try and cash your check. If I had a Politico paycheck, I wouldn't go to my bank because they take it back out of I'd take my Politico check to Politico's bank and cash it because those checks are going to start bouncing. They saw what they're quoting as a mysterious drop in revenue. You would think that if Trump wins, the leftists would contribute more money to Politico, but the money was always coming from USAID. Where was Trump for 4 years, 2017 to 2020? You see, he never got a chance to dig in. He was too busy trying to play mainstream politics. And now the gig is up. The gig is up. Mainstream politics isn't how you win in Washington. You win in Washington by dominating and destroying your enemy. This is war, folks. And the fossils running Washington, D.C., they're done. In fact, Biden's workout buddy, Mitch McConnell, fell down the Senate stairs twice yesterday. Not once, but twice, I believe. Mitch Turtles McConnell is being abused by the Senate. He's being abused by Democrats. He's being abused by Republicans who will not vote him out of the Senate. They need to tell Mitch McConnell, you are done, sir. His family should be fucking ashamed of themselves for leaving that old, crotchety, worthless rhino in Washington. Good golly. And speaking of old, worthless pieces of shit, this is incredible. A dead man is being sued. Oh, wait. You have to hear this out. Several women have come forward with allegations of sexual harassment and sexual assault. That's right. But the person that's dead is the late globalist overlord. Wait for it. Here's the name. Sir Evelyn de Rothschild. A Rothschild pervert? Say it isn't so. Well, I guess after the man is dead, they can say something, but they've come forward, allegations. I hope they sue the fuck out of his family. These people are not friendly. Crazy business, folks. We've got some serious crazy business. Good golly. We're going to do your questions. Make sure your questions, your thoughts are down below, folks, because it's about to be your turn. I'm going to cover a couple more things. I want to keep the flow of the show going, but your comments, thoughts, predictions, and everything else are going to just crush it through the second half. But first, I talked about the Nancy Mace, not liking trannies waving their dicks in girls' faces and all of the sexual assault and rape that is going on in women's bathrooms because men are going in there saying, I'm just a girl, and then raping women. President Trump has signed an executive order banning biological males from competing in female sports on National Girls and Women Sports Day. It was great. Trump signed an order to protect girls and women, and he did so while being surrounded by young female athletes. They also need to make it illegal for men to be in women's locker rooms, for men to be in women's restrooms and bathrooms. There's a difference, I think, between accidentally walking in and going, oh shit, and turning around and going out, and a man pretending to be a woman and deciding he needs to be in there. This is going to be an incredible 4 years, folks. I can't wait. I can't wait. And I don't want to leave you just saying Democrat idiot, racist Jasmine Crockett is a racist without giving you a quote. She says, quote, I am tired. Oh, this was on CNN. Her racist diversity, equity, inclusion rant on CNN. Quote, I am tired of the white tears. The only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys. Now, Aristotle said this, and I'm going to misquote him the best I can. When the argument is lost, the only tool of the loser is slander. And there you go. Jasmine Crockett, the racist hoe. There it is. Let's have fun with this, folks. It is now your turn on the Prepared Mind channel. Let's go to what you want to talk about at the inner circle. Okay, share internet address. Hit the share button down below. Share on X, all social media. Hit the heart, hit the thumbs up, hit the like. Do everything you can to spread the word. America, the world needs to wake up. Ooh, man, who wants to step up first? Got something to say here? And we're going to start with Mr. Badass Diving Frog. And he says, I see Trump wants to take care of Gaza. I'm going to time out right there. G-A-Z-A. If you change the spelling of that to M-A-G-A-Z-A, it's Magaza. He says, Badass Diving Frog says, what happened to America first? Sure, it's not that natural gas just offshore. I don't know what his motivation is. I can take some guesses because of things he said. He wants the violence stopped. He wants terrorism stopped. One of my issues with terrorism is terrorists don't stop. Terrorists must be eliminated. Period. These people have been fighting for decades, centuries, if not thousands of years. Whether they stand behind Judaism or Islam or basic Arabian principles before Islam, folks, 800. Jesus was dead like 800 years before Islam even came around. There were just Arabs before that having their own funky ass belief systems. In other words, these people have always hated each other. They're just using religion as an excuse. Now, what does Trump want to do with Gaza? Is there natural gas offshore? Fine. Drill the natural gas, have it sold, and use that money to fund the restoration of Gaza. But they've got to get rid of the terrorists. Period. My entire life, going all the way back to the early 1980s, Yasser Arafat was the leader of the Palestinian Liberation Organization, the PLO, a known terrorist organization that was funded by other terror organizations and nations, right? They've been trying to make peace with these fucking people forever. You can't make peace with someone who wants to murder you. So I don't know what Trump's plan is. I just think he's trying to do something. And as I think this needs to be noted also, Trump as a stick, right? Teddy Roosevelt said, walk, talk softly, but carry a big stick, right? In other words, be nice to people, but you've got this bat to beat them. Trump, on the other hand, is like, I've got a big stick and I'm going to hit you with it a few times and then show you a carrot and ask you if you want the carrot or more fucking stick. And so that's what he does. That's his art of the deal bargaining. He comes right out front and says, I'm going to hit you and hurt you. But maybe I can be nice too. And so it's not a bluff, but it's a way to show that he's serious. So whatever he's working on, I can't stop him anyway. I haven't seen him do anything wrong yet. But I don't want to pay for rebuilding Gaza. Fuck that. America paying for Gaza? No. It's not our job to rebuild their country. If Trump just needs to point over there and go, you guys have fucking natural gas. You need to contract with somebody to drill it, sell it, and rebuild Gaza. And by the way, if we find any terrorists, they need to be shot. I mean, now, again, I am not heartless, folks. You know what heartless is? Being a Muslim mother or father and taking your 2-year-old child and putting a bomb vest on them. And your 3-year-old child and putting a bomb vest on them. And your 4-year-old child and putting a bomb vest on them and handing him an AK-47. Wrapping him and dressing him like a little fucking terrorist and marching him in a parade where people cheer him. The kid grows up thinking being a terrorist is the thing that everyone loves and learning that, well, Muhammad approves and Allah would love him and Aloha snack bar, right? That is wrong. And that needs to stop. But they have generations of people who've grown up with that and been indoctrinated into it. So you can't just fix that, folks. Take a rabid dog, give it a meal, a nice doggy bed, reach out to pet it, and it's going to fucking bite you because it's a rabid dog. You can't be nice to terrorists and expect them to just forget all of their rabid nature. Redneck Roughneck says Mike Lee asked if we should take in Gaza refugees. Redneck Roughneck says, I asked him if he had room in his house because the rest of America is full. The answer, Representative Mike Lee, is fuck no. If that's the Mike Lee we're referring to. Actually, it was a Marine with Mike Lee. He was a friend of mine. But it's not the same Mike Lee. Anyways, yeah, should we take in Gaza refugees? Why? Why? So they can fucking hate us here like we don't have enough Palestinians and pro-Palestinians? Unbelievable. We've got our work in front of us, Mr. Roughneck, and everybody else. Keep talking. Really, folks, this is how social media networking works, right? We're on YouTube, Twitter, X, thepreparedmind.club, subscribestar.com, BitChute, Rumble. We're on Facebook. We've got some coverage. Can you hear me now, America? Right, that's where you and I come in. I can only do so much, but share the videos and wake people up. I think we're one of the few social media providers on X that actually put out something more than a meme or a quick one-line joke. We put these videos on X so people can find out what the hell is going on and get more than just a joke, a punchline, or a passing line, right? There's information, folks. You can't, as much as a meme makes a point and oftentimes brings humor to us, a meme can't convey a complicated topic that requires discussion. That's where your comments come in the comment section, because people will love to read them. Mr. Uman, who's up next? We've got James Floyd stepping in. He says, planes, they keep colliding and falling apart. What the fuck is going on? Mr. Floyd, did you have a daughter named Pink? Anyways, Mr. Floyd, yeah. He says, gives new meaning to the song, Leaving on a Jet Plane. Don't know if I'll be back again. I'm not going to quit my day job. Yes, that's just it. Now, several years ago, Boeing had their new 737 MAX. They took an existing plane, the Boeing 737, and they put an MAX on the name of it, right? 737 MAX. It would take off, it would go up, it would do a barrel roll and crash right in the fucking ground. It was part of the computer. Well, if I remember correctly, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, but there was some problem with the operating systems and computer components being manufactured and programmed in different languages around the world, coming from India and other places. Whoops. Not too many months ago, airlines got caught putting non-OEM replacement parts on aircraft. OEM means original equipment manufacturers. In other words, if you have a Ford, you don't go and buy a part from a Datsun and start sanding it, machining it, filing it, and grinding it, and then going, yeah, that'll fit. You don't put parts that aren't made to manufacture specifications, tolerances on an airplane because they'll fall out of the fucking sky. The other problem, James, is apparently we have blind helicopter drivers who are not only LGB types, but they hate Republicans, and I guess they have death wishes. We got multiple problems, but when they just seem to fall out of the sky, it would appear that we have a problem with quality control. Saving money on a couple of bearings doesn't do it. Anyways, that's a topic. We'll continue to watch it, investigate it, and of course, comment on it. Mr. Uman, where are we rolling, man? In fact, I was just going to say, you have got to have something to say today, man. You are never silent. Uman says, I can't wait for Mayor BJ. It's of Chicago, Illinois. I can't wait for Mayor BJ and the other sanctuary mayors to appear before Congress next month. We'll see how strong their virtual signaling convictions are when their butts are on the line. Yeah, this is going to be great. Now, what I find even more fascinating is what if Pam Bondi directs the FBI to arrest Mayor BJ and Governor Pritzker and Governor Murphy of New Jersey, and they arrest them? Do they show up? Do they show up in jail and go, well, I know that the Attorney General arrested me, but I've got this envelope here with a subpoena to Congress. You've got to take me to Congress. Will they go to Congress wearing their orange jumpsuits and leg irons? I would think so, because when they arrest grandma for praying to Jesus, they put them in leg irons and handcuffs because they prayed to Jesus at an abortion clinic where irresponsible women go to get abortions. And I know someone's not going to like that I said they're irresponsible women, because every time you talk about abortions, apparently every abortion comes from a rape or some excuse where they're not responsible. And man, he's telling me I'm getting my ass kicked now. Maybe, I don't care. I'm fucking sick of excuses. I don't get excuses. This white, middle-aged Christian dude doesn't get a fucking excuse. I get, for lack of a better word, crucified every time I do something, but everyone else gets a fucking pass. Those days are now over, folks, by the way. I want you to feel confident. You can say what you want in America now. Go outside and scream whatever you want. Freedom of speech. Good stuff. Anyways, man, I can't wait too. I want to see them squirm like they need an industrial dose of preparation H. I want them just spinning on those chairs, just wondering, the hot seat. It's going to be good stuff. But I really do want to see him arrested too as well. A crime is a crime. I mean, George Stone. Is it George Stone? Yeah, George Stone. Roger Stone. Fuck, Roger Stone. Who's George Stone? Roger Stone. Remember, he got arrested at 5 a.m. at his property by the FBI, and CNN was called ahead of time so they could have cameras on the scene. What the fuck did Roger Stone do? Nothing. He's not kidding. Right? A political crime. Well, harboring fugitives is not a political crime because the political decision was made a long time ago that illegals are criminals. Oh, we've got a fight coming, folks. We have a fight coming. I mean, Letitia James, remember that dumb bitch from New York State, the state attorney general there? She's threatening Trump again. She's got him in her sights. Fire, beep, 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 right? She's telling hospitals to defy the executive order coming from the White House that bans sex change drugs and sex change surgeries for children. People in the hospitals can end up getting prosecuted. And Letitia James cannot defend them. She is a state attorney general. It's the lawfare, folks. It is going to be battle royale in the courts, in the legislatures, in law enforcement, in Washington, D.C., around the country. And that's why you need to be prepared with food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. Because you don't know. I don't know. Every day, folks, I don't have just one. I've got 2 get-back bags with 2 days worth of food and water. Is it 3 days? Fuck. Well, it's 2 days for me because I'm big. That's how that works. Normal person, it's 3 days. 2 days for me of food and water and not law enforcement, John enforcement protection. So no matter where I'm at in the great state of Florida, I will be making it home, my get-back bag, because I don't know when shit's going to go down. It could go down anywhere, anytime, even in the great state of Florida. Massive, widespread federal layoffs. It's going into high gear. Ooh, man, who's next on the Prepared Mind channel? We've got Chin Music stepping in. Chin Music, smartass extraordinaire. And it's better than being a dumbass. Chin Music brings good stuff, folks. You all do. I love it every time. He says, yesterday, when smoke signals Susie. When I say, well, I've never heard that about lying Hontus, Pocahontas, Liz Warren. I've never heard her called smoke signal Susie. That's fucking rich. Okay, let me back up and try this again. That was fucking great. Yesterday, when smoke signal Susie, a.k.a. Elizabeth Warren, was losing her grip on her wig over Elon Musk, Chin Music says, I'm sure she was just fine with George Soros. Oh, George Soros. Lying Hontus Elizabeth Warren. Smoke signal Susie. That might be a racial slur. But you know what? I don't think so, because nobody said anything. I say smoke signals, flaming arrows, carrier pigeons all the time. That's how you communicate. Anyway, smokes. We didn't elect Elon Musk. Right? All of these people that are in the Trump administration working for Trump, they're like, we didn't vote for this person. We didn't vote for that person. We didn't vote for Pam Bondi. No. We voted for Trump to put all these people in position. And specifically, many of us voted knowing that Elon Musk was part of the package deal. So, but yeah, the Democrats were fine with George Soros and his son, Alexander Soros, and people like Mark Dumbass Cuban and other Democrat billionaires and multimillionaires and international billionaires. And, well, I'm sure you said even funded, right? The Biden administration and what it was doing. I didn't elect all the people. I didn't elect George Soros, but we still had to tolerate his shit because there was no one in the Department of Justice or the Attorney General's office that would protect us from international criminals funding terrorism in our own country. I don't think it's that hard to figure out. I really don't. And by the way, Chin Music, I just wanted to let you know about the great state of Florida. I know you're in Texas, brother, but in Florida, Governor DeSantis has announced the Second Amendment summer tax holiday. Beat that. That's right. Literally. This is not a joke. The Second Amendment summer tax holiday. Florida loves guns. And if I were to show you guns, then of course we'd be taken off of half of social media. How dare you do that? Even though these fruit tossing, felching salad shooters hold their guns up on social media and threaten to kill all of us normal people. And in fact, another fruitcake, purple-haired man who thinks he's a woman said that the trans people are defending themselves and they're buying guns now. Not worried. Maybe you should be, but I'm not. Interesting world. Thank you, Chin Music. You're the man. Smoke signal Susie. Anyways, he's back. He says, they didn't say shit. That reminds me of Spaceballs, when Dark Helmet was looking for the robots, and they were told to comb the desert by Mel Brooks. And the one guy, he asked, did you find anything yet? He says, we ain't found shit. Good stuff. Anyways, Chin Music, they didn't say shit when Soros bought all those Spanish-speaking radio stations with a dubious ruling from the FCC. That's correct. Fucking Soros bought a shit pile of radio stations, and the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC, a federal bureaucracy under Biden, said, yeah, we'll allow it. No worry about a media monopoly and a foreign non-American influencing our elections. Folks, I want America fixed, and I'm glad you're here with me. I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time with this, folks. I really am. I'm going to finish the show with some funny shit. You're going to love this shit. But anyways, the Chin Music, thank you again. Smoke Signal Susie. That's some funny shit. Creativity. Mr. Uman, who do we want to put up next? We got Redneck Roughneck. The dude just can't stop. He says, I've been calling her drugstore Indian. It's like a cigar store Indian, only she gets her money from Big Pharmacy. That's good stuff. Drugstore Pocahontas. Good golly. They used to have that. I never understood the connection between the Native American chief holding the big thing of cigars. They used to call them cigar store Indians when cigars were rolled down in the Caribbean area. But anyways, it looked more like a Native American than a Caribbean Native Indian. It's funny stuff. Fucking stupid aside by me. Anyways, that is a great point. We should call her a drugstore Indian because she does get her money from Big Pharma. Big Pharmacy, Pfizer, Moderna. She is the #1 recipient of direct funding from big pharmaceutical companies. And she doesn't like RFK Jr. I wonder why. If I was Arsenio Hall, I'd say it makes you go, Except I don't have as much of a pronounced chin as Arsenio. He was funny, too. Whatever the fuck happened to Arsenio? Well, anyways, one of my favorite roles ever was Arsenio Hall in Coming to America, where both he and Eddie Murphy played multiple people. It was great. What a great film. Now, Coming to America, or Coming to number 2, the sequel was a woke pile of shit. I didn't even take the time to piss on it. Okay, man, who's next on the Prepared Mind channel? We've got Charles Carpenter, and he says Jasmine Crockett, Democrat moron, retarded Democrat Jasmine Crockett, thinks she is Sheila Jackson Lee 2.0. I think if you take Sheila Jackson's Lee, she was just stupid. But Jasmine Crockett is a racist. On top of everything else, it makes everything she says sound even stupider. But Sheila Jackson Lee, she was incredibly stupid. But she's got some stiff competition these days. I know she's not in Congress anymore. I think she passed away. Isn't her daughter a congresswoman or involved in politics? Anyways, Sheila Jackson Lee, folks. She's got AOC. She's got a discount Obama. Hakeem Jeffries. He's a discount Obama. We got that. We've got Mad Maxine Waters. She's always been jealous of the Horse's Ass Award that Sheila Jackson Lee was a multiple recipient of. So Rashid Tlaib. Now we have Ilhan Omar just saying and being the biggest moron ever. Sheila Jackson Lee, she's probably the poster girl for stupid. But yeah, it's incredible. These fucking people. I want them to talk. I do. I want them to keep being idiots. They should. Right? Lucas, you think so? My kid. All right. Thank you, Charles Carpenter. Sheila Jackson Lee 2.0. And they are so stupid. It's painful. The fucking retardation is painful to watch. Let us continue. Man, we got one more, and then I want to get to the news and a little quick story. Man says there are predictions of lots of news agencies will experience mysterious drops in revenue. News agencies. Well, Politico. Whoops. CNN is in trouble. Ben in trouble. How about ABC, NBC, CBS? I wonder if they are direct or indirect beneficiaries. NPR, PBS, public broadcasting stations or system. Yeah, we're going to have some trouble here, folks. You said, in other words, you said, I don't want my money going to these fucking worthless organizations, right? This idea of tax money. Oh, it's to pay for the roads, John. Well, how many fucking times I got to pay for the roads? With fuel taxes, income taxes, state taxes, sales taxes, registration taxes, tire taxes. No, you pay a recycling fee. Why? Right? When I was a kid, you could recycle and make money off of that shit. Right? You take a 6-pack or an 8-pack. They used to have 8-packs too. Man, you remember 8-packs of like double cola? Fucking cardboard box. You get a dime for the cardboard box, and you get a dime for the fucking glass bottles of Coke or RC or double cola or Pepsi. A fucking dime in 1976. A dime. You can't get a fucking dime today. And it's only the same dime is now only worth a penny. And the CRV, or, the cash redemption value for recyclables, they charge you like a dime or a quarter per can, depending on what state you're in. Some is a nickel. And then they give you a fucking penny for it. It's a fucking tax. Oh, but that pays for the roads. Really? Have you driven? Man, I want to talk about this. I think Iran was threatening assassination of President Trump. So President Trump, he says, hey, I left explicit instructions. He didn't, that's not a quote. He left explicit instructions to his advisors, the government, in the event of an assassination. And this is the Trump quote. He says, if they did that, meaning if they assassinate him, if they did that, they would be obliterated. That would be the end. What do you think that means? I think it means that Iran would be nuked if Trump is assassinated. That's what I think. That's what I think. Anyways, Trump, just letting him know right off the bat. You try and touch me, and I will touch every last one of you dumb fucks. We have nothing but craziness, folks. Trump, this is breaking news. Prepared mind, breaking news moment. Are you ready? Good. Trump has ordered the GSA, that's the Government Services Administration. Basically, it's the purchasing order department for buying stuff for the government. He's told the GSA to cancel, quote, every single media contract. Didn't someone just, who the hell was it just says, keep an eye out? Keep an eye out. We're going to see how many more media companies fall. Right there. Every single media contract is now toast. Toast. And we were talking about retarded people. Sheila Jackson Lee 2.0. Breaking news, Representative Democrat Ayanna Pressley. Another black racist Democrat dumbfuck. Ayanna Pressley, the bald bitch, is pissed off at the Iowa governor because the governor there is too white. Doesn't reflect our country. Now listen, white people happen to be the majority in this country. And a state like Iowa, what do you think about when you think of Iowa? Corn-fed white boys. Wow. It doesn't reflect our country. There's white people here. What the fuck do you expect? I think we're expecting too much from these fucking morons. And you guys, look, my aggravation level, my profanity, is because it makes me happy. I am so sick of these leftist fucks. It feels good to be able to cuss about them because they have earned my ire and my condemnation. They are horses' asses. Democrats. Okay, folks, I will be back for Friday's 0 Dark 30. And tomorrow is going to be extra early. It's going to be extra dark. Yikes. Chance favors the prepared mind is yours, folks. You must be prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, self-defense. Godspeed, Semper Fi.